Ooh, it's loading. It's loading. It's loading a lot. Okay, I'm gonna let it load actually. And we're in. So this is the Kerbal Space Program. So, not sure, I can't remember which game it was that we were testing a while ago. And then a few people in the comments mentioned this game. I've seen it in the past. I've seen some, like some of the people that I subscribe to has played it. I haven't really watched the videos from it much anyway. I dropped into it, but I think it's actually been a while since I got access to it. I contacted the developers of it, got access to it. It's in alpha of some kind, but you still buy it, which is fair enough for this kind of game, indie game. I expect that this game is rather complicated. I should probably read up on it before starting, but you know how we do. I'm planning to do more than one episode on this. I'm planning to possibly do like a mini let's play on it. We'll see. It's been out on YouTube and stuff for a while, so I mean, it's not like I'm the first people to do it, but it seemed like something that would grab my attention, although I think it's almost overly complicated, so we'll see. I've been in and lowered the volume. That's pretty much all I've done, so I don't know what these things do. Let's try it out, shall we? Start game. Resume saved, start new, training. We should probably do training. Flight basics. Let's start with that. Let's just. Probably this video is going to be all tutorials, and I think that is necessary here. Basically, the game is about building spaceships and then do something with them. Not sure what. Welcome to the Kerbal Space Center, or Space Center Launch Facility. I'm Gene Kerman, and I will teach you the basics of piloting a spacecraft. If you haven't yet done the vehicle assembly tutorial, I recommend you do so before going through this one. If you're ready to go, press next. Really? This was the first one though. End flight. Quit the menu. Vehicle assembly tutorial? Shouldn't that be on top then? Construction basics, flight basics. There's two flight basics. They're the same. To the moon. I guess construction basics? Yeah. Okay. Vessel construction. This is the part that interests me really. Welcome to today's lecture on vessel construction. I'm Werner von Kerman. Whether you want to put a satellite into orbit or fly a transcontinental flight or step into one of our very surface step onto the very surface of the moon. The moon is written with M-U-N. You're going to need to build yourself a ship. It should be pretty easy, even if you're not a famous rocket scientist like myself. Okay. First part required in any vessel construction is a command module. This part will either contain a plug a Kerbal crew or an automated pilot mechanism. Select the command module from the parts list. And I can move interface parts around, that's always good. Let's see. MK1 cockpit, and this is cheaper. There's a command pod MK1. Which one has this requires one crew to operate. This the same. I'm gonna go for the expensive one then. Oh, there it is. Interesting choice. Now that not what I would have picked, but after all, you're not a famous rocket. Oh, yeah. Shut up, Glaneur. If you ever need to move the vessel around the screen, you can pick it up by clicking on the command pod. Done. This will allow you to fit more parts beneath the vessel. What if I put it here? Well, it's probably not that practical. Next thing we need is some fuel to burn. Select one of the fuel tanks on the left. Click once to select it, then click again to attach it to the bottom of your ship. Well, I'm not gonna read the whole ton of this, we're gonna go for the more expensive one. There we go, fuel tank. Not bad, you might just be getting the hang of this. Now let's add a rocket to the ship. This creates a jet of high energy gas which pushes the vessel along. Select one rubber and select one which is the more expensive one. This one. I'm sure this gets horribly more complicated. So these are the basics, alright? Oh, okay, you can pick it up from the top and down, alright. Smart system, I was afraid I would have to move all of the parts manually. Looking good, you remind me of a younger, less experienced, considerably less famous version of myself. Yeah. Some parts are designed to be attached to the surfaces of others. These allow you to build intricate radial structures and attach ever more rockets. Like this one. Now attach some radial parts to the vessel. You can use the two large buttons in the bottom left of the screen to control how the editor duplicates and snaps surface mount parts. Angle snap and symmetry mode. Okay, I haven't actually picked anything yet though. So we're going with symmetry. Angle snap. It goes like this. What is this even? Radial decoupler. What does it do? Decoupler? Like decouple things? Like most other decouplers, is equipped with a hopefully small explosive charge that will sever the structural linkage between itself and whatever it's connected to. Okay, so I should probably have that between there and there, between all the parts, so I can decouple. Let's do symmetry mode. What is this? Center of mass, center of lift, center of thrust. Symmetry mode, it should make two. Yeah, it's good. Can I like move around in here? I can scroll and zoom, and there we go. That's what I wanted. We have a decoupler there and here. I think that makes sense, so I can, you know how it is with rockets. You have to burn this, then well, whatever. Interesting looking ship. Let's hope it goes better than it looks. If you want to see its weight, lift and thrust distribution, you can use the three small buttons in the lower left. Mass. This is the center of mass. Okay. Center of lift. Also in the middle. Center of thrust. That's a different one. Oh, hold on. The center of lift is down there, okay. Thrust. What is center of lift? There? That's kind of weird, isn't it? It's probably because it's supposed to be there. It just always attaches it to the center of the thingy. Okay. Let's remove these. Interesting looking. Yeah, okay, that's what we said. Last but not least, make sure you assign a name to your vessel by selecting the name box and save it. There we go. Whoa! More parts. I knew it. Looks like our time is almost up. I have to go give yet another... I have to go give yet another science briefing to the world's media. I'll unlock the rest of the parts and features for you to play with. You can hit the launch button when you're ready to fly. Aim for the stars, my friend. Okay. Well, I'm presuming this will work. And pods, propulsion, control. Structural, aerodynamic, utility, and science. There's a lot of things to read here. Oh, but let's see. Aerodynamics, I should be able to put some of that on it. Just make it looks cool. Like tuning our rocket a little here. Is that let's see, some fins. Delta wing. Give us a delta. Whoa, that was big. It's probably too big actually. Let's do a standard canard, or whatever that is. Yeah, that's more our size, I think. Put it here so that it doesn't interfere with the decouplers. Okay, now we're looking like something. Actually, let's put a couple more of those. Are they like direction specific? No. Seems good. Let's do there. Yeah, that should help it out somewhat. What else can we put on? RAM, air intake. Nah, I think we'll leave some of this stuff for later. Utility, battery pack, storage container. Am I going on space missions maybe to gather things? Mobility enhancer. It's a ladder. Oh, that's a good word for a ladder. That's what I'm gonna start calling it from now on. It's a mobility enhancer. Just like a door. And shoes. Anyways. Oh, that's the best. That made the day for me. I want a different cockpit now. But I probably can't change the cockpit. Now let's try to fly this thing. New, load, save, launch. Launchy. Okay. Where's the tutorial guy? There's the Jebediah Kerman. Tell me what to do. Whoa! So we're inside. When in doubt, click everything. Not here. Staging, docking, orbit map. And that does nothing. Oh, that expands something. Whatever it does, it's staging. Staging, docking. Oh. Orbit map. Oh. Oh, staging. How do I start this thing? Cannot warp at this time in this. Oh, we have warp as well. Resource. Oh, space something. Oh. Okay, so space is still like my thrust or something. Which other buttons does things? Oh, I just pressed shift and control. Speed, okay, max speed. Up we go. We're going at 180 meters per second. What? Oh yeah, okay. Per second. Well, I think we're sort of into space now. Then what happens? I should probably do the tutorial for this. Staging. Let me down! No target. What am I trying to shoot something? Staging. I don't know what to do. Let me down! Stop! Okay, so we got this far. Ah, okay, this is... Oh, liquid fuel. What happens if I run out of liquid fuel? It shouldn't be too long until I do. Nor oxidizer. I have electric something. And there we go. We ran out of stuff, so how do I get... Oh! A button came on. I pressed enter. Button came on. Space doesn't do anything anymore. Number keys. It's quiet in space. Oh! Cannot switch vessels. Oh, whoa! Oh, okay. Stop. Q and E does things. Let's try to tilt back down toward our planet, which is there, I guess. Yeah. No, not that way. Okay. Whoa, okay, we're not really sure where I came from. I'm pretty sure this is not how you're supposed to control this thing. How do I get back down though? Oh, thought I saw something there. Ooh. Kind of... Where we... stop it! Stop spinning! Okay, there. Oh, there's a marker of some kind there. That's probably where we're headed. Adjust. I think this is gonna take forever. I'll see you on the way down, guys. Okay, we have some more speed now. We're a little closer. I think. Not sure if I can probably watch from outside somehow, but not sure how to. So I was pressing all the buttons. Still pressing all the buttons. Can't warp. Oh, okay. Something I just did there. Ah, it's V. It's camera. Okay, so we're headed down. Oh, okay, so that's why I have these steerings. That was a smart move to put those on then, I guess. Okay. Stop it! Stop it! Really? One would think that... Yeah, these are smart to have. Okay, let's just get down. Free camera. I don't see the spaceport though. And I don't have any fuel, so I can only steer. I can't really... Hopefully this thing will... I don't really know how... Does it say my distance to surface? Anywhere? HGD? No, that's something to do with degrees. Okay, let's point our nose down. Didn't do anything. Can't be too far away from the ground now, can it? Oh, here maybe. Let's see. Yeah, this must be the distance to the ground. Landing exercise. Should probably try to land in the water. But never mind. Can you go down, please? I don't have any fuel. I shouldn't be able to fly like this. How do I get inside again? Maybe it maybe... It seems to... Thoughts work. Tip down. Now go. It's going lower. This must be... right. Ah. Come on! Oh, my shadow! Try to... It said 233. That was cheating. Now what? Now we just sit here? Okay, well... Right, so this is probably not part of actually what you were supposed to do in tutorial. Let's do the actual tutorial for launch. Alright, so we're back here with the Gene Kerman. Welcome to the Kerbal Space Center launch facility. I'm Gene Kerman and I will teach you the basics of... Yeah, okay, we heard that before. Flying a spacecraft is all about being in control of a generally very chaotic situation. As a pilot, your main flight controls will affect the pitch, roll and yaw of the ship. Let's look at those first. All the other controls will be locked until they're needed or this tutorial is closed. Pitch is the angle of the nose of the ship in relation to the horizon. A positive pitch angle means the nose is pointing upward, while a negative pitch angle means the nose is pointing downwards to the ground. You control the pitch of your ship through these keys, W and S. Okay, I figured that out, but it's nice to learn these terms. I was unsure about this. Try it now and notice the pitch indicator of the lower left side when it moves. Oh, I only have very small flabby things when I do this. Ah, here's the pitch indicator. Okay, here's the roll and the yaw. Smart. Yaw is the rotation of the ship around its vertical axis. It's vertical axis. So like this. Roll. What is rotation of the ship around its... So okay, so it rotates like this. That is the yaw. Okay. Around this vertical axis, it's the side-to-side motion of the ship's nose. Okay. Anyways, ship nose. A positive yaw angle means the ship nose is turned to the right, while a negative yaw angle means it's turned to the left. These are the keys for control of the yaw. A and D, and A and D, and it's moving down here too. Excellent. Roll is the rotation of the ship around its longitudinal or front to back axis. It's the motion of leaning or banking to the left or right. The roll of your ship is controlled through these keys, Q and E. I didn't use those. Hold on. Leaning or banking to the left or the right. Wasn't that the previous one too, sort of? Huh. Oh, now we know more controls. By controlling pitch, yaw and roll together, you can keep the ship in a controlled level flight. Next, let's look at another basic flight control. Oh, so much text! The throttle control I know. Yeah. Okay, I should probably read it. The throttle control affects the output power of the ship engines. More throttle means more thrust, and therefore more speed of lifting power. Note that throttle will only affect engines that can be throttled, like liquid engines. Solid boosters don't have any throttle control, and will burn at top capacity until their fuel runs out. I was lucky with the kind of engine I had last time then, I guess. Holding the ship at full throttle over a long period of time can cause the engines to overheat, and will eventually explode if that heat isn't managed. Okay. Well, I know that was left shift and left control, that's what I tried. Throttle plus pitch, roll and yaw are the main controls you'll need to master for a successful crash-free flight. Remember that all of these controls have a limited amount of effectiveness, so bigger, heavier ships will probably respond much more sluggishly to the controls than a little small one. That would actually be practical, I think, because the small one was very difficult to control, at least while I was landing, sort of. I probably didn't have landing gear even. It's also good to keep in mind that as stages are separated from the ship, it will become lighter and therefore easier to control. Next, let's look at the rest of the flight controls. SAS stands for Stability Augmentation System. Yeah, I got it right. Although Kerbal astronauts usually refer to as Sickness Avoidance Scheme. Whatever it stands for, what it does is try to stop the ship from spinning around using the computer-controlled auto-torque drive compensator technology to counteract the rotation of the ship. That would have been practical to have. Keep in mind that to use SAS properly, your ship needs to be fitted with an SAS or a SAS module, otherwise SAS won't have an effect. I didn't have one though. SAS can be achieved momentarily by holding down the voice F key or toggled by pressing the T key. You can give it a try now, although it probably won't do much until we are actually flying. F. There's an SAS button there, and T. So T is always on. F is temp. So there's more to this flying than we first thought. RCS stands for Reaction Control System. It consists of smaller thrusters that help control the ship's orientation and translation. The RCS can be activated by pressing the R key. RCS on and off. Give it a try and notice the RCS LED turns on when it's activated. Mind that for the RCF to do anything, your ship must have an RCS thrusters and monopropellant tanks installed. RTS is particularly useful when you're out in space, as aerodynamic control surfaces tend to not work very well. As aerodynamic control surfaces tend to not work very well outside of the atmosphere. Rotation control system. Isn't that basically the same thing as the previous one, just uses a different technology to achieve the same result? Staging. I was curious about that. In flight, all the planning you put into the staging sequence of your ship comes into practice. From launch to the final development of the descent parachutes, you can control the activation of several of the ship's parts by activating stages. Space is launch and activate the next stage. Well, okay, I did mash space all my flight, so notice the stage indicator on the lower left corner. It shows the currently active stage. Since we haven't launched yet, it's showing the first stage to be activated. I have your staging controls locked for now, so the LED next to the indicator is glowing purple. We're almost done here. You'll be launching in no time. Are these the staging ones? I'm in stage 2. I can probably add stages or something here. Look, it lights up. Is this a decoupler of some kind as well, probably? So there's a parachute. That's stage, what, 0? Stage 1. Stage 2. Stage 2 is the first one. Stage 2 is to unhook. Okay, you can program it, sort of. That's pretty cool. This will be something to put our minds into, guys. Okay, so in the first stage, it has 2 commands. It decouples from, or whatever it's called, from the ground, basically, from the things that hold it up, and activates the rocket. And in the next stage, it decouples the engine and everything from the whatever it was called on top where people sit, and then the last stage is it opens a parachute. Nice to know. The nav ball. An important part of flying is knowing how your ship is oriented and where it's going. A good pilot is always aware of the ship's attitude, as it is called, and its velocity vector. The big round instrument on the lower center of the screen is called the nav ball. This device sums up most of the critical information needed for proper death-free flight. Here, you see the ship's nose in relation to the horizon, as well as its heading, compass bearing, and speed. You also get several icons that indicate things like your current velocity, but we'll have a look at those later. So much text. On the upper part of the screen you have your altimeter, vertical speed and atmospheric gauges. Gauge? Is it gauge? The altimeter will show you the distance to the planet's surface at sea level. This means the actual surface may be higher up, so watch out for the ground when landing. Okay, thanks for telling me. Your vertical speed gauge shows how fast your altitude is changing. When launching, it's considered best to keep this gauge pointing up. Where is that? I don't know where that is. Oh well. The atmosphere gauge indicates how deep the ship is in the planet's atmosphere. This helps you know if the ship is high enough for orbiting without losing speed to air resistance, or judge how effective wings and control surfaces. I don't know what all those... Oh, here's the okay, never mind. There it is. Atmosphere. These guys on the lower right corner are the crew of the ship. It's generally a good idea to try and keep them alive throughout the flight. Okay, I'll give it a shot. They're not exactly expert astronauts or even much good at it. Actually, they're none too bright for that matter, so don't rely on them to be able to fly the ship without your help. That's good to know. They all named Kerman. Ready to launch. Okay, this concludes our flight tutorial. Hopefully by now you should know enough to be able to pilot the spacecraft. When you close this window, all controls will be unlocked and you'll be clear to launch. At any time you may press escape to pause the game. In the pause menu you can restart flight, blah blah blah. Okay, so we launch again. 1 second. Hey. That just did. I just did a one click now. I should probably have held it. Oh, that did the next stage. Parachute. Well, that failed. I need to press it longer, I think. End flight. No. What? What an incredible fail! Oh god. End flight. Restart flight. Okay, I don't want to hear this again now. Yeah. Let's try to just hold it a little longer. I launched successfully the first time when no one had told me what to do. Hold on. It doesn't launch. Fail. That might be why there's 2 tutorials that it does the same thing, because maybe this one is broken or something. And I also saw there was an update to the game. I'm in 0.18 something and there was a 0.19 something alpha, I think. I haven't updated because the updater usually fails on me when I tried it in the past, so I don't know. Anyways, we'll do that in the next episode, and we'll see if we can build some cool spaceships after a while. If you have played the game, please feel free to give me any tips, because I'll need it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you around. Bye bye.